Why did Krishna not save the Pandavas when they played dice with Duryodhana and Sakuni? From his childhood, Uddhava had been with Krishna, charioting him and serving him in many ways. He never asked for any wish or boon from Sri Krishna. When Krishna was at the verge of completing his avatar, he called Uddhava and said, "Dear Uddhava, in this avatar of mine, many people have asked and received boons from me, but you never asked me anything. Why don't you ask something now? I will give you. Let me complete this avatar with the satisfaction of doing something good for you also." Even though Uddhava did not ask anything for himself, he had been observing Krishna from his childhood. He had always wondered about the apparent disconnect between Krishna's teachings and actions and wanted to understand the reasons for the same. He asked Krishna, "Lord, you taught us to live in one way, but you lived in a different way. In the drama of Mahabharata, in the role you played, in your actions, I did not understand many things. I am curious to understand the reasons for your actions. Would you fulfill my desire to know?" Krishna said, "Uddhava, what I told Arjuna during the war of Kurukshetra was Bhagavad Gita. Today, my responses to you would be known as Uddhava Gita. That is why I gave this opportunity to you. Please ask without hesitation." Uddhava starts asking, "Krishna, first tell me who is a real friend?" Krishna says, "The real friend is one who comes to the help of his friend in need, even without being called." Uddhava, Krishna, you were a dear friend of the Pandavas. They trusted you fully as Apada Bandhava, protector from all difficulties. Krishna, you not only know the what is happening, but you know what is going to happen. You are a great Jnani. Just now you gave the definition of a true close friend. Then why did you not act as per that definition? Why did you not stop Dharmaraj from playing the gambling game? Okay, you did not do it. Why did you not turn the lock in favor of Dharmaraj, by which you would have ensured that Dharma wins? You did not do that also. You could have at least saved Dharmaraj by stopping the game after he lost his wealth, country, and himself. You could have released him from the punishment for gambling, or you could have entered the hall when he started betting his brothers. You did not do that either. At least when Duryodhana tempted Dharmaraj by offering to return everything lost if he betted Draupadi, you could have intervened, and with your divine power, you could have made the dices roll in a way that is favorable to Dharmaraj. Instead, you intervened only when Draupadi almost lost her modesty. Now you claim that you gave clothes. How can you even claim this? After her being dragged into the hall by a man and disrobed in front of so many people, what modesty is left for a woman? What have you saved? Only when you help a person at the time of crisis can you be called Apada Bandhava. If you did not help in the time of crisis, what is the use? Is it dharma? As Uddhava posed these questions, tears started rolling from his eyes. These are not the questions of Uddhava alone. All of us who have read Mahabharata have these questions. On behalf of us, Uddhava had already asked Krishna. Bhagavan Krishna laughed. "Dear Uddhava, the law of this world is only the one who has Viveka wins. While Duryodhana had Viveka, Dharmaraj lacked it. That is why Dharmaraj lost. Uddhava was lost and confused." Krishna continues, "While Duryodhana had lots of money and wealth to gamble, he did not know how to play the game of dice. That is why he used his uncle Shakuni to play the game while he waited. That is Viveka. Dharmaraj also could have thought similarly and offered that I, his cousin, would play on his behalf. If Shakuni and I had played the game of dice, who do you think would have won? Can he roll the numbers I am calling? Or would I roll the numbers he is asking? Forget this. I can forgive the fact that he forgot to include me in the game. But without Viveka, he did another blunder. He prayed that I should not come to the hall, as he did not want me to know. Through ill fate, he was compelled to play this game. He tired me with his prayers and did not allow me to get into the hall. I was just outside the hall waiting for someone to call me through their prayers. Even when Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva were lost, they were only cursing Duryodhana and brooding over their fate. They forgot to call me. Even Draupadi did not call me when Dusasana held her here and dragged her to fulfill his brother's order. She was also arguing in the hall, based on her own abilities. She never called me. Finally, good sense prevailed. When Dusasana started disrobing her, she gave up depending on her own strength and started shouting Hari Hari and shouted for me. Only then I got an opportunity to save her modesty. I reached as soon as I was called. I saved her modesty. What is my mistake in this situation? Wonderful explanation, Kanna. I am impressed. However, I am not deceived. Can I ask you another question? Says Uddhava. Krishna gives him the permission to proceed. Does it mean that you will come only when you are called? Will you not come on your own to help people in crisis, to establish justice? Krishna smiles. Uddhava, in this life, everyone's life proceeds based on their own karma. I don't run it. I don't interfere in it. I am only a witness. I stand close to you and keep observing whatever is happening. This is God's dharma. Wow, very good, Krishna. In that case, you will stand close to us, observe all our evil acts. As we keep committing more and more sins, you will keep watching us. You want us to commit more blunders, accumulate sins, and suffer, says Uddhava. Krishna says, Uddhava, please realize the deeper meaning of your statements. When you understand and realize that I am standing as a witness next to you, how could you do anything wrong or bad? You definitely cannot do anything bad. You forget this and think that you can do things without my knowledge. That is when you get into trouble. Dharmaraja's ignorance was that he thought he can play the game of gambling without my knowledge. If Dharmaraj had realized that I am always present with everyone in the form of Sakshi, then would not the game have finished differently? Uddhava was spellbound and got overwhelmed by bhakti. He said, what a deep philosophy, what a great truth. Even praying and doing puja to God and calling Him for help are nothing but our feeling, belief. When we start believing that nothing moves without Him, how can we not feel His presence as a witness? How can we forget this and act? Throughout Bhagavad Gita, this is the philosophy Krishna imparted to Arjuna. He was the charioteer as well as guide for Arjuna, but he did not fight on his own. Realize that ultimate Sakshi, witnesser within and without you, and merge in that God consciousness. Discover thy higher self, the pure, lawful, and blissful supreme consciousness.